I'm not the same person I was 30 years ago when I made my mistakes. I basically, and a really hard time in my life, I stole money from my employer. In 1993 and then again in 1998, the judgments against me were to pay back the money that I took from 2 different places. Having the debts looming over me didn't make me feel good. Always made me feel, I hate to say it, like a criminal. I just wasn't well enough to hold on to a job for very long. I just had a lot of issues.
The implications of having a criminal record are really damaging. It can affect your credit. It makes it much harder to rent.
So for a lot of years, I worked a lot of hours. I worked from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. every night. I spent a lot of years paying off everybody.
She tried to pay $50 a month, which is what she could afford at the time, but with the interest that accrues over a 30-year period, she owed more than she did when she was initially convicted.
It was something that happened 30 years ago that she was still, having to pay for. She did everything she was supposed to do to take care of this loan and pay on it, but it wasn't getting anywhere.
And then that's when I started looking to see if someone could help me.
Because individuals are not entitled to legal counsel to vacate convictions, oftentimes the only representation that they can get is through pro bono programs like the King County Bar Associations. The mission of King County Bar Association's pro bono services is to provide client-focused civil legal aid to low-income residents of King County, utilizing a social justice and anti-racism framework.
Mary was such a great client to work with. What we were able to do in this case was file 2 motions to discharge along with 3 motions to vacate all at the same time, which fortunately the court went ahead and granted. So the outcome of the case here was that the court vacated all 3 of her theft charges and discharged the almost $8,000 in legal financial obligations.
I'm not sure I thought that would go away ever, or could. That was all just amazing.
Just knowing that she can start to move on, that she no longer has this debt hanging over her head, that she no longer has this conviction on her record, that was really special.
Just the weight off of her shoulders, she's happy, and I love seeing that.
It gave me the courage to apply for a few jobs outside of where I work, and I got the job.
Thanks to, programs like this, she's able to reach her full potential and then some, and can finally get on and live, the rest of her life. Good people make mistakes too, and this gives them a second chance, and I think no matter who you are, you deserve a second chance.
That's what's great about the Records Project, is it allows us to step in for people who almost never have had an advocate before, to go in and say, no, this person is worthy of having this taken off of their record and should not be labeled with this mark anymore.
Tremendous good can be done when people are given a chance to start again. There still is a lot left to be done to ensure that our most marginalized members of society are given equal access to justice. Supporting programs like KCBA is one way to move toward a future where justice is a reality for everyone. Anytime you volunteer with a program, you're making a significant impact in the life of that client who may not have had opportunity for representation otherwise.
If you can, if you're an attorney or a paralegal, we need your help. So please come volunteer. The Records Project is a great place to start. And you should know that anything you give, whether it's time or money, is going to be very well spent and is going to be very rewarding.
If it hadn't been for KCBA, I would still be paying on debts that are almost 30 years old with no end in sight. There was no way I could have done this on my own. Mistakes that you make in your past aren't who you are now. That's important. That's a big deal.